this going, hopefully. Dink. Wednesday. Check. 1, 2. Alright, cool. Mic's on. Mic's hot. Welcome to another episode of the Dark Truth Podcast right here on Facebook on Wednesday, October the whatever. What is it, like the 30th, I think? Something like that. But tonight's guest is a special guest. He's not only my Autobahn, Huper Optik, and Edge rep, he is also a lot of people's rep. And we're going to talk to him about a little bit of that, some things that he's got going on, and some things he's been working on, and things he's also done in the past. So, if you don't know, it's Billy Frickin Murray. I'm wearing my Billy Frickin shirt. On the back, it's got frickin', because that's what we talked about the first time he was on, was the frickin', always saying frickin' because his kids were around. But, what's up, Chris? So just waiting on him to join in, and we'll get him on the show. How's everybody doing? Everybody having a good day? How's your week been? Has anybody else been feeling the slowdown? Those kind of things. We might talk about that a little bit too, but I just saw that he's in here, so whenever he is ready, I will bring him on. He is the frickin' man, as they say. Let me see if I can go ahead and try to add him. Let me know if this works. Shady service isn't in effect today. Oh, dude, this is going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
First try.
What's up, brother?
What's up, dude? Hold on, my mic's reconnecting. I don't know if you can hear me yet. But what's
Oh,
up, man? How you
you got a
been?
mic. I didn't think about a mic, man.
Okay, so I use this on TikTok Live. I use this one whenever I'm talking, and then I put the other one by the music kind of close to where you can like get background music.
Right.
And I got that from my buddy Brent, that actually just joined in the chat. The traveling tenor. I don't know if you saw him and Jason, their podcast, but he actually sent me this mic and gave me the idea because he does it. And I'm like, yo, dude, that's a great idea for lives because people like music and people like hearing you talk when you walk away. So,
Yeah.
but
Hell yeah. Well, I
anyways,
guess I didn't think about a mic. Am I coming in clear?
yeah, dude, you sound great.
Awesome, bro. Awesome.
But everybody, Billy Frickin Murray, once again back on the show. Last time you were on, you were traveling. So this time you actually get to set up with the awesome Tint Fam background, which I was going to talk about first.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's pretty perfect. It looks awesome, man. You sent me a picture and a video about it, or of it, like what, about a week ago? And dude, it's grown so much since you started. I remember it was like just one little shelf, right? And then it just expanded from there.
Oh, dude. Yeah. So it started off with like one of these, and then I wanted to do more. So I looked on Facebook Marketplace, and I ended up finding another display cabinet just like this in a town way far away from this one. So I went and bought that one, and I took them apart, like
And they're
painted them
identical.
up. Oh yeah, same things, dude. They they were wood grain, and I didn't want something a little more modern style, man. So I took them apart, painted the inside like a cool like calm gray, right? And then the outside is satin black to kind of give it a more modern feel.
Right.
And then just put lights in them, man. So they got lights that run up and down the front sides here, all the way up and down.
Do they strobe?
Oh, they do all sorts of stuff, dude.
Oh man, I gotta see it now. Hold on. I was gonna say, is it on your phone or do you have the
I got
remote?
a remote. I can control it with my phone, but the remote's what I do.
That's pretty cool. Oh hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, they go quick too.
Dude, that green is sick.
They get nuts, man. Like
Dude, the purple.
sometimes it's like,
Was that purple or is that blue? That's purple,
it is
isn't it? I'm
sorts of
colorblind, dude.
Like they're super distracting back there, dude.
Dude, that's so cool.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
I got
so
some like
something,
behind
dude,
the shelf
honestly,
too.
okay, so honestly, something like that, a setup, if you just go live on TikTok just to talk, people would start watching because of the lights. Like, it's a weird thing.
I mean,
Like, when people have, like, extravagant backgrounds and projector screens and fog machines, people just watch, right?
Right.
I'm in like a stoic looking shop, and it's just playing rap music and watching me fall down and shit.
You need some LED lights that
But
got party mode, dude. I've got like these big ones that I use for some of my video stuff that go into party mode.
man,
That go wild. Let me
I
grab one and
think
show you, dude.
I think
I mean, I won't turn it on,
this
but I'll show you the
thing.
light.
What's up, Crawfish? What's up, Kelly? We got Garrett in here, Andrew, Brent, Chris, Dre. What's up, Dre? What is that thing?
I got some of these, man.
Dude, that looks very, very expensive.
No, I think it was like $170 for 3 of them with stands,
Man,
180,
that's
something like
not
that.
okay. So actually, that's not that bad.
And they link together so they can all three show the same thing, or you
Right.
can control them independently. You can control them through your phone if you want. Like, yeah. So
And
I
what do
use
they
those
do? Like
for
they're like little marquees or?
they're like fill lights.
Oh, okay.
So they got different things. Like they've got like we got a funny video coming out soon that I use one on TV mode for.
Oh,
So it kind of
nice.
like flickers a little randomly, kind of like if you got like a TV in the background.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
it does police lights, parties lights. It does all sorts of cool stuff. So
That's cool, dude. I love that kind of shit.
I'm turning
This, I
that
think,
off. That's
this
driving
thing's
me crazy already.
yeah, right. The ADD's kicking
Right?
in, isn't it? Like, put it off. Dude, so this thing, this Stay Shady sign that Brandon Mills sent me a long time ago, I think it strobes. I just can't find the fucking remote. Like I think I lost it. Maybe it's right here. Wow, I did find it. Huh. Yep.
Oh yeah.
It definitely works.
Shoot, yeah, dude. That's awesome, man.
I totally forgot about this. How do I turn it off? How do I turn it
It's
off?
super bright.
Uh-oh.
Does it have like a lower setting on
Yeah,
it? That way you can keep it
it
on,
definitely
or
does. Oh, oh no, I think I broke it, bro.
perfect.
Cool. There we go. Can you do like 40% or something? All right, there we go. Jesus Christ.
You
See,
don't
I
have like an
remember
AI
when I
remote
put
to be
it.
talking to for it yet?
Oh, I know, right? Um, okay, so speaking of the things that are behind you, and if people don't know what Tint Fam is,
Right?
give us a little background of where you came up with it. Like I've got right here, actually, one of my prized possessions, a
Oh yeah.
wagon
You got a
guy,
signed wagon guy
a
card?
dude, a signed wagon guy card, bro. And I've got this one card that got stoned in Colorado. It's
I forgot
so
about that
cool,
card, dude. That's
dude.
one of a kind, man.
Dude, this is the first holographic Tint Fam card, bro.
Oh, dude. Yeah. That
Okay,
was funny, dude. I
you
wanted
got
to do
to
something
tell
special
that.
for you on that one, dude. So I was like, what would he
Funny.
like, man? I was like, what if I and I can't remember why. I was like, what if I stoned it? And I was like, or like, I was like, I don't know how I came up with it, man.
Because
Like,
we're
but I was like,
going to
dude,
Denver.
the idea of like you having one of your own cards that got stoned in Colorado, man. Like, I literally took it
Right.
between two rocks and was just like, whack, 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 and like beat that card to crap, dude.
Dude,
Like,
and the pattern on it is pretty consistent. Like it's really not. I thought it would be more sporadic and uneven, but
right?
it's like a really good pepperoni pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
man,
how when you spread out the pepperonis properly.
right? Right?
But
You pull it out of the freezer and you're like, hang on, let me rearrange these pepperonis real
yeah,
quick before I put it in the oven.
if I ever go somewhere and they just put it in there without moving them, I'm never going back, dude. I'm never gonna go back. I'm like, dude, you're a psycho. I'm not eating with you ever again.
Right.
No way. Okay, so anyways, we got off topic again. Tint Fam, where did you come up with it? What did you do in the beginning, and what are you doing now with it? Because
So
I absolutely love it.
right. So Tint Fam started off as a way to kind of like shine the light back on normal people, man, on normal window tinters, right? Um, I really wanted to after watching Mike Rowe at WFCT and watch him talk, and he talked about like making the trades cool again, right? And I started thinking,
Yeah.
I was like, how can we bring more people who don't know anything about window tint or have like a mixed up idea of window tint, right? And how can we bring them and attract them to the industry a little bit, right? So I started coming up with different ideas. That's where like the idea of the magazine came from. Um, and then the idea of the trading cards came from was really to have a way to kind of like shine that light back on like everyday tinters and show like really like how people people's lives have changed where they all started here, right? And then after so many years in the industry, having an outlet for making money and providing for themselves, now they're here, right? They've gone this far, right? So I wanted to show that journey a little bit, and be able to highlight a little bit of that growth people have had in the industry to kind of have something to show to the outside world to kind of say, hey, look, like this is a successful place to be, man. Especially like with a lot of the interviews we've done that I still haven't released all the videos for. Um, with all the interviews we've done, the certain patterns that I see,
Right.
right? And it's like now we can look at finding more people like that and make sure we get how can we get window tint as an option in front of those people. So that's kind of where Tint Fam started from, and then it just kind
Yeah.
of came. Then from there, I was like, it's kind of a fun place to kind of let that uh, that fun sarcastic side out a little bit, man. Like it's a
Yeah.
brand built around like I don't have to be serious, man. Like sometimes we get reverent, right? And especially some of the interviews, uh but for the most part, man, it's all about having some fun, dude, and
Right.
cutting up a little bit, right?
Yeah. Because like, if y'all don't know, if you go to tintfam.com, right? Isn't that the
Yeah.
website, tintfam.com?
Yep.
Okay, so
Tintfam.com.
if you go to tintfam.com and just read some of the captions on there and like some of the descriptions
All
and
right.
stuff, you're gonna know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
It's really funny, dude. Like you'll be reading them and you're like, dude, that's fucking hilarious. Like I love this shit. Because it's very, like you were saying, it's playful. It's like kind of sarcastic and a little, more jokingly than like, tight knit wearing a,
Yeah.
suit and tie on
Yeah.
a website. You know what I mean? Because like professional, uptight websites, in my opinion, they're great for building customer bases. But if you want to interact with people like us, like in the industry that are, like you said, you found a little like a similarity between everybody you interviewed. Like we all vibe with that. Like we all like that kind of shit. So it's like when I read it the first time, dude, I was cracking the fuck up. And I was even probably texting you like, dude, this is hilarious. Like, what is this? Like, because
Yeah,
one
we're
of them
we're
is
not
like the
we're not
you
like the
ever
average person in the
yeah.
sense of like especially the people that you normally see on camera and on videos and that kind of stuff, man. Like we're not we a lot of us didn't have another option, and we landed in this and ran with it and owned it, right? Owned the opportunity. Said, all right, well, this is the opportunity we've got, so let's run with it, man. Let's make the best of it, right? And it's where we
Right.
landed, and some of us take it and run with it, man.
Yep. Okay. So when you're talking about those similarities earlier, like do you see a lot of people that come from like troubled backgrounds or like people that have like just not found their place in the workplace or like what is something that you've noticed out of most of the people you've interviewed that are it makes them pretty similar when
Yeah,
it comes to
I
that?
notice a lot of us just are atypical people, man, and some of us come from troubled past. Some of us come from just not having structure in our past, um, and just not having an outlet, not having the same opportunities that other people have had with better means, right?
Right.
So we a lot of us found a way to kind of like once we became aware about window tint and saw the money that could be made with it. Since a lot of people it started as just like a hobby, as like a side deal, right? Like, oh, I can make some extra money tinting windows. Let me learn that
Right.
and then they started seeing like how much money they could actually make if they like got more consistent with it and got more legit with it. And that was awesome to watch, man. Like after that, people ran from there with it, man. Um, so yeah, seeing the biggest similarity was that a lot of us just didn't have very many other options, man. Like we kind of fell into it because, I mean, we didn't fit in the corporate world. We didn't
Yeah.
fit in like call centers. We didn't fit in we didn't want to get dirty, like turning wrenches all the time. We didn't
Yeah.
want to do that kind of
Right.
work, man. There's a lot of work out there that we're just like, well, I don't want to do that, man, because we started seeing a lot of uh, the outcomes of certain lifestyles and certain
Right.
careers, right? And we're
Yeah.
like, but I don't like I need money and I don't have any like collegiate way to go, right?
Right.
Any higher education way to go. So what can I do? I say, well, I can do this, but man, I don't want to get dirty. I don't want to be in the mud. I don't want to be outside all the time, dude. Like, so what if I go for
Yeah.
this, right? And we ended up in window tint a lot, man. So
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty clean business if you think about it. Like it's you gotta keep it clean. Like we complain the most about like dirty vehicles, in my opinion. Like that's the biggest complaint is like, dude, you brought your car in with dirt everywhere and it's gross and like my job is clean, like why would
dude,
you do
I did stereos
that?
and 12 volt work for about a
Oh,
decade before I did window
dude,
tint.
yeah.
So it's like, no, dude, you get used to just reaching up under a seat and be like, I'm like, what the? Oh, get that out of the way, like, and you just go, dude. Like, so, like, I carried that mentality into window tint, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we deal with dirty stuff all the time in 12 volt world, dude.
Yeah. See, I never really, the only 12-volt shit I did was like my own systems back in the day,
Right,
and I would look, and this was before YouTube, I
right.
guess. I would just like look at the manual that it had and like figure it out. I'd be like, oh, okay, well, that's easy. I don't think I could go back and do that now. Like here's a book that you have to read to do this. And I'm like, just show me a video. Give me a video, dude.
Yeah, there's an internet
Um,
now, dude. I mean, you got so many different outlets now
it's so
of
easy.
things to do, man.
Dave said it didn't used to be this clean. What's up, Tim?
Yeah,
Um,
Dave's one of the
okay,
long time guys, man. Dave Dellinger's one of the long time guys. So I'm not. I've only been doing this about a decade. Um, but
yeah,
Dave's been around for a long time.
right. And that's another thing I wanted to get into also is because it's Dave, you got mentioned and Autobahn. Um, before I ask you about the other thing, I love that hoodie, by the way.
Oh,
It's
I
pretty dope. I
love it.
should get one. I should probably buy me one. Um, but
Sure, yeah.
so being a
What
being a
size
rep
are you
for,
again?
I don't remember. I don't know about hoodies, dude, honestly, because this is a large and it's really tight on me now. Since I've been in the gym and shit. Not trying to brag. I'm just
Oh
saying.
yeah,
I'm just getting a
you're
little
starting to stand like this
wider,
a little bit more.
dude. I'm just getting a little wider. Okay,
Shoulders
like
back
and a
some.
little
And just,
more.
what was that
All right, look.
video where it's like put your shoulders back up and your chin forward?
Oh, dude. Dude, bro, those kind of videos are hilarious, bro. It's like they're like, no, it's like shoulders back, chin in, or something.
Chin forward, and he's all just like.
It's so
So
dumb.
yeah, a lot of us got
Uh,
ADHD in the industry too, man. So
yeah, we just get off topic, and that's why I like doing this show because a lot of people I can keep composure with, but when it's like similar people, I can't do it. Like it's always too much fun. What was I saying? Oh yeah, being a rep. Jeremy asked this
oh
question, so I want to get to
yeah, I
it.
saw that.
So when it comes to being a rep for Huper Optik, Autobahn, and Edge, the traveling, do you do a lot of that? And when it comes to traveling, what is your experience with that?
So we try to do traveling when it makes the most sense to go see people and when we have a chance to make an impact, right? Um, it varies so much, man, because like traveling too much, especially I've got a 6-year-old daughter and a son who's almost 3. So spending a lot of time away from home just kind of is the tough part of traveling, right? Like,
Yeah.
uh, I'll I'll go somewhere for a few days at a time, and it's tons of fun to be able to go out and like be with people in their element in their space.
Right.
It's super fun because like I love going to the big events, right? Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
part of the industry I fell in love with is going around just meeting all the people, seeing all the people, and hanging out with all the people, man. Like, um, tons of fun,
All the
man. Like tons
hugs
of
and high
fun, dude.
fives, dude.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude. But going from there and like out of like a big event and going into someone's like actually like in their shop, man, like it is a really neat experience. Being able to be one on one with people more. It's all about like even the traveling is it's all about like being with people and around people, right?
Yeah.
And taking that my energy and my excitement that I'm just like I feel like I'm always buzzing sometimes, man. Like because I just love life and I love things in it, even through all the hardships, even through all the struggles. Like I still love it, right?
Right.
Um, so going to people's shops and just spending time there is just so much fun to be able to connect one on one, share techniques, share that kind of stuff. But it's easy to do it too much, if that makes sense, right?
Right.
Especially with a young family,
Of course.
because just being away for a long time, leaving my wife with the kids for a long time, and now she's got a full time job a few days a week too, so like that makes it a little bit trickier.
Right.
But
Right.
man, so far it's been awesome. I mean, some of the biggest trips um, is I went out to California for a week and tripped around to a bunch of shops and drove my rental car
Golly.
through the sand and uh,
Oh yeah, I remember that, dude. You
yeah,
got
dude.
stuck, didn't you? Didn't you get stuck?
No, I didn't. I was afraid I would.
Okay.
and
Okay, that's what it
eventually
was.
and
Yeah.
eventually like it hit me. I'm like, look, man, like if I got to pay the bill to get out of this sand, I'm like, it'll be worth it, man. Like I
Of
don't know when
course.
I'll be here again, right? So I'm all like,
Right.
I'm just gonna like full sand and we'll hit
Fuck
the
it.
dunes and we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like
Fuck
a
it.
rental Toyota RAV4, dude. So I just looked down. I was
Love
like,
it.
dude, it's got a sand mode. Like, click, and then full sand,
Like,
man.
let's try it out. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Who cares? Yeah. So what you were saying about the traveling is what you enjoy the most. Is it the feeling of being there or the things that you do while you're there? Like, do you feel, is it more of like a, it feels good to be there, or is it more of like a, the things that you get to do and you get to provide and stuff like that that you enjoy more?
Well, for the most part, it's the experiences with the people, right? Because there's
Sure.
two sides. There's the experience in the
Yeah.
shop. Like, how can I help your business? How can
Yeah.
I help?
Dustin just said it, I think.
Um, yeah. How can I help you get better at your tent, or how can I get better at PPF? How can I help you get better at your systems, your business processes, your
Yeah.
sales,
Right.
your showroom, anything like that, right? The other side is experiences that we go out and have together outside of that, man. It's huge too. Uh, because sometimes like just breaking people out of like the monotony of just like day-to-day life, it's really easy to get caught up in that, right? And you may not like, it's even like something that happens to me sometimes with ADHD, right? Like sometimes you feel like you're like ADHD is just like squirrel mode all the time, where you're just
Oh
like
yeah,
distracted
dude.
easily, right? But the problem that happens sometimes is when you get in hyper focus mode,
Right.
and there are like small hyper focuses on like
Oh
small
dude, yeah.
tasks, and there what I learned too is there are bigger, longer term hyper focuses too, right? To
Oh
where
yeah.
everything's got to get down to be efficient, everything's got to get really logical, everything's got to get really brainy, and we dive in and I hyper focus across like this month, right? And I realize I'm like, damn, I haven't done anything fun this month,
Yeah.
because I'm hyper focused on something long term, right? So like there's the
Right.
short term and long term hyper focuses that are tough,
Right.
but being able to like go on little experiences with people and break them out of their norm a little bit is fun, man.
Yeah.
Like my
Yeah.
favorite, and anybody in the world I hope knows at this point that knows me, is go-kart racing, man.
Yeah, dude. You get
To take it,
down on some go-karts,
dude, to
dog.
take a
You are
dealer, to take
ruthless,
a dealer
bro.
and get a couple guys together and go out and do like and go a few races in go-karts, man. Like it's so much fun, man. It's so much more than what people are used to doing, dude. Like just breaking out and
Right.
finding little experiences like that are affordable to get out and have some fun with. It's so much fun,
Yeah.
man.
I love it. And it's like whenever you came to the shop, it was a really good time. We didn't really go do anything. We went and had lunch at the, local pizza place, which was nice. But we had more in-depth
Yeah,
conversations than anything, and that's what
yeah,
I appreciate the most because I'm a big feelings person, and everybody should already know that. I'm not a huge like, tell me how to do better in business. I'm like, hey man, just talk to me about life. Like I want to listen to
yeah,
that kind of shit. Um, and those moments are, as a person that works and you're a rep for, I appreciate those the most. And a lot of people don't get that. Like they don't get somebody they could just talk to. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so like that's valuable in itself too. And I think that's kind of what Dustin was saying with the relationships part. Just forming a bond with the people that you work with, work for, all that kind of stuff that you're a rep for, that you get to go hang out with and kick it. Like the relationship part of it is different than like, in my opinion, most industries, because we're so, like you said, commonly like thinking, our mindsets are pretty similar, that it connects on a different level than just like work, you know, or what you want to do to get
Right.
more work,
Well,
you
we
know.
we
It's more
have
personal
well we have
than
so many
professional.
like impersonal interactions with
Right.
customers all the time, right?
All the
With
time.
customers, we're focused on how like I want to tint your car, you want tint. Let's meet in the
Yeah.
middle. Let's get this done, right?
Right.
And there's it's not very often that there's a real connection. Like it happens, but it's not very often there's real connection there. So to be able to offer that to someone too, man, that space of just like, hey, let's dive deep, man. Like let's
Right.
like there's a book called The Seven Levels of Intimacy that talk
I haven't,
about like
that's what I need to get.
surface level conversations. There's
Right.
surface level talk, and then it goes all the way down into like your dreams and goals and aspirations and your fears and that kind of stuff, right?
That's the
What
fun
it's
stuff.
like that space where like real change is made, like
Right.
because you can consume content, you can read books, you can watch videos, you can buy products, you can pay for things, you can all this stuff, man. Like, but nothing, I can't say nothing, but change is a lot harder to make when you've got these underlying issues that are just in the way of it,
Of
right?
course.
These underlying mindsets that sometimes you're not even aware of
Right.
that are just like blocks in the way that like I can't tell you how many books I've read. I can't see how many like people's content I've dove into, how many like programs I've been a part of, how many memberships I've had, how many, and it's just like it I never saw the change that I was hoping to get by, hey, let me pay for this and start going through these steps and it'll be great, you know, like
Not
I
gonna work.
never got what I wanted out of it.
Yeah.
Uh, and there was finally, like I've talked a lot about a book lately called Immunity to Change,
Yeah, dude.
which really dove
I,
into
you made me get that book.
which,
So
which
go ahead.
which really dove into the the deeper underlying things that are in the way sometimes that we don't always see, man. Like we build up coping mechanisms to keep us safe, especially as kids, man, and especially if a traumatic life leaves from kids into like early adulthood, and you got a lot of trauma there too. You build up all these ways, all these mindsets, all these
Yep.
responses to keep yourself safe through all that, man. And eventually, when you're ready to like to soar and just hit the world and grow and run and rocket into space, you've got these programs and mindsets that are running that are just like blocking you from going really. And it's important to find those. And in those deeper
Yeah.
levels of conversation is where you find some of those, man.
Yep. Okay. Dude, I feel like you're speaking to my soul because this is the kind of stuff we talk about whenever we get together. Like,
Yeah, I love, man, like
yeah,
down
dude, the
here,
bottom
here
half,
here's the
dog. Dude,
surface. Down
the
here,
bottom
man, is
half.
like where I love to be. I
I
love to hang
swear to
out here,
God,
man.
dude.
I love to hang out
I
there.
love hanging out. I love hanging out where the hard shit's at. I mean, that's the dark truth, right? Like the hard shit is the shit
Yeah,
you should be talking about the most. This stuff is all fine and dandy, but until you deal with this shit, you're not gonna be able to get over whatever's going on today. And
right.
that's
Like
what
all the pleasantries
there.
up here, man.
Yeah,
All
there's no
the
fun.
conversations about what's going on and what's going on in the world and what's happening there. Like it's
Yep.
all good and all, man. Like it's sometimes you get tired being down here and you got to go up here for a while, right?
Oh yeah,
Like
for
that
sure.
happens.
Like I'm right there. Like
But when you get that moment to get around people who you can be vulnerable with, who you can have that one-on-one time with. Or even like if it's a few people in a group, right? To be able to get into that space with people and sit there for a while, that's where like I call it, that's where transformation happens, man.
this
That's where like real growth
dude,
happens.
this be like what I say all the time, be who you needed. Like that's what I never really had those discussions at the bottom of the fucking list, right? There's always this shit. So like now I always try if anybody needs anything, that bottom half, I'm fucking there. I'm gonna listen
Right.
because it some people have never had it. And so it's always better to be that person for somebody than just to not, because then you go, fuck, I could have at least tried or did something, instead of just going, not my problem. It's like,
Right.
no, fuck that. Fuck that. Just ask, talk about it, see where it goes.
Yeah.
Because you never know, dude. That could be like the best thing that happens for somebody, right? Anyways, we're getting
Well,
super in the bottom.
it's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard to not just like to just get there. It's hard to be there, man. Like, and some people don't know how to go from this surface level stuff. Like, here's what I'm going through. Here's what my day is
Because they
like.
don't
Here's
want
what's happening to me. To go deeper, like, yeah, man. But what do you dream about, man? Like, and then like what bothers you? What holds you back? What are you afraid of,
Yep.
man? What are you
Yeah.
what's like diving into those, man? Is like it's people don't know how to get down in there because a lot of us have gotten there with people and then just been friggin' stomped over, man, and just treated wrong
Yeah.
through that. So
Right.
like finding your way back down into those levels with people is really tough, man. But there are some of us out here who are 100% down for
Yeah.
those in non-judgmental ways, and they stay one on one,
100%.
dude. They stay between us,
Swear
right?
to God. Yeah, dude. I mean, I've had numerous people that I've talked to over the years about shit like that. And I mean, I don't like put them on blast or any, because it's nobody's fucking business, right? But if they feel open to talking about it and stuff like that, then completely I'll talk about it with them or whatever. Um, but yeah, a lot of people don't have that. So if you've ever been somebody that's never had somebody to talk to about that kind of shit, just holler. Me or Billy, or
We're here, bro. Yeah, yeah.
there's multiple people that I know that would definitely talk about shit like that. If any, I mean, any form or fashion of anything possible. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm starting to get passionate, but
Don't say sorry about being passionate, bro. Let it. I
back on
like,
track.
dude. It's weird, but like that light has to shine, man. Like that light
Dude,
has to shine, bro.
fuck that. Stay shady. Anyways, um,
Okay.
I have look. I
You got
have
a
to make.
shady light. We'll call it
I have
that,
to.
man.
I have to make the joke.
Oh yeah.
That's one of those defense mechanisms. Like, all right, we're not getting too deep because fuck that.
Yep.
Like
That's
whatever.
hang on.
It's
Whoop,
one of
let me go
those.
back up here really quick.
Yeah,
Right?
you have to hop up here for a second.
Hey, sometimes you do.
Um,
Sometimes you just got to, man.
yeah, because dude, I'll be just bawling my eyes out over here talking about bullshit. Anyway, so yeah, if anybody ever wants to talk to me or Billy, and I'm sure there's multiple people that are watching that would also lend an ear or talk, give some advice, whatever on anything, don't be afraid to reach out. So,
Right? Yeah.
um, so Tint Fam, Autobahn, being a rep, traveling. Oh, favorite event you've been to this year? That's what I was going to ask you. What's your favorite event you've been to this past year?
Man, and this is a weighted question, right?
Sure.
Oh, that's a tough one, dude. Really, because I went to Tenor Battles early in the year, and
Okay,
I went to
so tell me about
WFR.
what you liked about each one then.
All right. Well, Tenor Battles was nice having a fresh style to it. One of my favorite parts of Tenor Battles was one. My wife got to come with me. We dropped the kids off at her parents' house,
So good
and
to
Katie
see
got to come
her.
with me, and we got to hang out. She got to see kind of my people, man, and see us and all. And that was tons of
Yeah.
fun, man.
And I totally didn't recognize her because I met her in the dark and I forgot what she looked like. So, you know.
That story could use a little context, but
We already know. I mean, like, all right, Billy pulled his camper up to stay the night while he was traveling one time. I met his wife while it was dark. There we
yeah,
go.
we camped in Jay's yard,
Listen,
man.
Billy
Yeah, we
was
camped in Jay's yard and
there.
went through town one day. But
Billy was there. Okay.
but yeah, having her there with me was tons
Damn.
of fun, man, and getting to see the people, man. Um, and then also I got to drive out like it was a nice moment where I had a dealer who needed me, who was a little further than I
Oh,
thought,
yeah, I
man.
remember that.
But I was like, well, I got to dip out. I got to go help this guy out. I'm here, man. Like I'm here. Like the closest I'll be in probably 6 8 months, right? So I got to go help the guy out. I
Yeah.
had to go help him out with their plotter, get some things squared away with their plotter. So me and my wife got to drive out, hang out there a little bit, and drive back. And that was tons of fun, man. Uh, WFR was fun, man, mainly because I've been working my butt off on making the app to manage WFR with. What?
Hold on. Didn't you also go like ride a motorcycle or something while you were at Tender
Oh,
Battles? Did, didn't you do something like crazy like that or some shit?
dude, yeah. So Jeremy Davis drag races motorcycles, and
Yeah.
he's got a new like I guess cross rocket style motorcycle, right? But he got track champion on the Harley that he has. So we're coming down there. He's like, "Hey man, do you want to take the Harley down the drag strip?" And I'm all like, "Yeah." Like, how could I say no to that, dude? Like I don't know who in the right mind. I'm sure plenty of people would say no, but I don't know who would say no, man. Like, ain't happening. Like, I'm yes all day long. I'm like yes. He's like, "Have you ever done this before?" No, like never. Like, I haven't ridden a motorcycle in probably God, dude, it's probably been 14, 15 years since I've ridden a motorcycle, man. I'm all like, yeah, let's send it, dude. Like full send, man. The helm. So he let me go on the drag strip. I get there, register, and I get to take his Harley down the drag strip 2 times. I tried a third time, but the track was closing for the night, right? So I get there, and it's even so much like Jeremy's even like I don't, I don't know if you know like how big I am and how little Jeremy is, right?
Oh,
There's no
dude,
other way
so
to say it but big
small.
and little, right?
He's so
Um,
small.
so I'm not thinking about it much. I get there, Jeremy's like, "Hey, see if this helmet will fit you," and I'm just looking. I'm like, "No," like,
No.
but but the question is, do I want to take the motorcycle down the track? And I'm like, yes. So I go to take Jeremy's helmet and I put it on my head and it takes my ears and like almost pulls my freaking ears off, dude. Like my
Hell
ears hurt
yeah.
right here for 2 days. So I pulled it off. I was like, I don't know, man. Like he's like, try this. And I put a head sock on, right? Which covers enough to like cover my ears up. So I put the
Yeah.
helmet on and I'm all like, right? Like my head's on it, but I'm feeling like my head is just being squeezed between a vice. But I'm all like,
Right.
I'm taking the motorcycle down the drag strip, bro.
Dude, you're
Like
fucking
this is
going.
happening, man. And he gets me a jacket that's got like pads in key areas, right? And it's like I can't move quite too much with that either, man. But Andrew asked if we got video. Yeah, dude, I got video pictures, dude. It was so
Yeah,
much fun.
he's posted about it before. You have to post it again. I'll share it on the
Um
page. But
uh So I'm up there, man, just like in this gear that does not fit, man. Like on a motorcycle I've never ridden before.
Like a
Uh,
straight
and
jacket.
it's just like go. And oh, so much fun, dude. Because you're like,
You
because it's got an
couldn't,
air shifter on it, so
dude.
you're not shifting gears.
You couldn't do any wiggle then. Like you were so stiff that you couldn't even
Dude, it
wiggle the
just,
handlebars, dude.
yeah, dude, it was so much fun, man.
That's the way to
So you
go.
didn't shift or
They get
anything, right?
smaller
It's
jackets.
got a built-in to where like it cuts the throttle, it cuts the engine off for like a split second to shift to use an air actuator to just shift the gear. So you're really just you just hit it, you pop the clutch and just freaking and you just
No
full send,
fucking
dude.
way.
Dude, full
You don't
send.
have to shift or nothing, dude.
No,
It just fucking
you just hang on and
that.
go,
Okay,
dude. Like, oh,
listen,
so much fun, man.
I could maybe do that then. I thought you had to like fucking clutch all that shit. Cause see, I'm kind of like I can't do two things at once.
Oh, which I
You
would
know, like
have
I
done
can't do
anyways, but
the.
yeah, luckily I didn't have to, dude. You just full send, dude.
That's awesome.
Oh,
That's fucking dope.
dude, so much fun, so much fun.
So did that, and then WFR.
Yeah, I want to say, did we do any go kart racing? I think we did some go kart racing at Tender Battles too, man. I think me and the Autobahn team went out and we took a couple dealers with us and did go kart racing,
Yeah.
and we got a video in the last lap of the last race where Jeremy came flying around the corner. Brody spun out and Jeremy just freaking like T-bone
T-bone.
Brody.
Didn't
Yeah,
you
dude.
didn't you like break a rib or something?
I don't know if he broke it, but they were both bruised up, man.
Yeah.
Like Brody was good and bruised up. I don't know if it's broke or not, but
So
he did
just so
have some
you
bruises.
know, it gets brutal when we do
Dude,
go-karts. So don't
I
do go-karts.
when we were racing those go-karts, I was the meanest I had ever been to Dave Dellinger on that track that night. Because I was catching Jeremy. Like, so I'm coming around Jeremy, I'm catching him, dude, and I know for sure that I've got a faster lap than Jeremy because I'm catching him, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes, but it's racing. I gotta pass him. I can't just like have a faster lap on paper. I gotta pass him too,
Of course.
right? Because that's how racing goes.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
I can't just beat him. I've got to destroy him, right?
You gotta
Um,
beat him bad then.
so I'm trying to pass him, and I'm like, I've got like one or two corners to go to pass Jeremy, dude. And I go to come around him, and of course, here's Dave Dellinger. And Jeremy, I go to go around Dave Dellinger, so Jeremy just goes whoop and pushes Dave Dellinger right in front of me, dude. So then, like, Dave doesn't know that me and Jeremy are racing as hard as we are,
Yeah.
right? But he's like, we're all just racing, but like, no, like I'm trying to destroy Jeremy, dude. Um, uh, so Dellinger hits me, and I'm like, move, motherfucker, move,
Yeah.
like yelling at him.
Get out of the fucking way.
So then Dave Dellinger looks over and is like, oh, look, it's Billy. Brr, brr.
Oh, what a dick.
So I'm cussing him up. Motherfucker, I'll fuck you up. Get the fuck out of the way, Dave. Fucking move, man, move, motherfucker. Like, going off on Dave Dellinger, dude. And then I got off the track, and I was like, hey, Dave, man, I'm sorry I was so mean out there, man, cussing you out, dude. He's like,
He's
what?
probably like, I
What?
didn't
And
hear
I was
a
like, you couldn't
word.
hear me, could you? He's like, no. I'm like, good, dude, because I was ripping you up.
Never mind. I
Like,
don't apologize,
yeah,
dude. I don't apologize
yeah.
at all.
It wasn't all Dave Dellinger's fault, man. A lot of it was Jeremy's, but yeah, dude. But then
That's awesome.
then I came back a few laps later and caught back up to Jeremy. Didn't have enough time to pass him because it was at that last lap where he like full sended it.
Right.
It was a hairpin turn, and they're just like they decided to full send in the last lap, right? Because you got to come to the checker flag full speed, right?
Always.
But the checker flag is at the hairpin, right? So in a checker flag, you're not trying to like make the turn. You just want to get through the freaking lap, man.
Oh, yeah. That's a shitty design then.
Oh yeah, it was rough.
They should have
Dude.
made it a
That's
straightaway
where you
or
start
something, dude. That's
too,
weird.
man. You start
That's so
and you
weird.
got to start hit a hairpin right on
That's so
start. So,
dumb.
but yeah,
What a
so they
terrible
came flying
course.
through it like crazy, man.
That's funny.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that. I remember doing it. But I forgot that was the Tender Battles, man.
Yeah. Quick shout out to Josh Welch for not only the Stay Shady shirts logo, but didn't he also design the Tint Fam logo?
Yeah, he did the Tint Fam logo for me too.
Yeah, dude. Fucking love that thing.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, so Tender Battles, and then you were gonna talk about WFR, right?
Yeah. WFR was an awesome experience, man, because I'm trying to find a way to make it all a little bit easier to manage for the whole like WFR team by building an app for it to kind of one, make it easier to manage and have all like the information in all one central place, and also for the attendees and spectators and competitors and all to have like a centralized place to have everything too, because I know like in Facebook, man, posts get lost really quick, right?
Yeah, people don't like hitting that search bar, dude. It's weird.
Especially well, especially at an event where like they post the results and then someone else comes in and posts, and then the next thing you know, like you're scrolling through the Facebook group looking for like what were the scores, what was this, what was that,
Yeah.
kind of deal. So I wanted to have like a central place everyone could go to for that. So it was really neat spending all the time that I spent building it and watching some things fall apart right at the end to
Yeah.
not
We
quite
talked
work,
about
to
that.
have like a learning moment to keep going forward with it, right? So okay, well that didn't work, so now we're going to change up, work with the team better about what we're going to do, how we're going to operate, and now move forward from there to make it even easier to work with this year. So this year I've got an even like the design looks so much better, the navigation is so much better. I did a full
Yeah.
redesign, full exchange. Like I'm changing everything up in the app, dude. It's going to be so much smoother this year too. So
That's awesome, man. Because we had talked about that a little bit when I was there and like, stuff like that or whatever. But dude, that's awesome. Like a lot of people don't know about that kind of stuff, like the behind the scenes shit. Like you were the one helping develop that shit and like make it work. And I'm sure it's not easy.
no, man, it's
Because
so time consuming.
when it comes to designing things, I know you did a lot for Tint Fam and not even just the what app? Cash, shut up.
Cash.
Anyways,
What app?
what a dick. Anyways, um, and then doing the work for the WFR event and stuff like that. But you also have another app, correct? That you have been working on that have you released it yet, or
Yeah, yeah.
is it still kind of developed or
So it's Snap Tip. It's vehicle specific window tint pricing, right? Um, it's live now, and it's like base form, if that makes sense, right? Um, and and now it has extra features built in that aren't quite aren't
basically
aren't
like
aren't
first draft
aren't
or
used. Right. Well, this is a second draft. First
second draft?
draft
Okay.
was like, what the fuck? Like, I just feel like every app design principle out the window, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Every like user experience out the window,
Right.
right? I'm like, let me just make an app, bah, 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 right? And then I launched it, and nobody used it, and I got all butthurt about it. It took me a few months to get over that,
I
which happens, man.
bet.
Um,
Yeah, those things
uh,
happen.
so I went through eventually and redesigned it and just dove more into like the experience and smoothness and stuff and redesigned it to get to where it is now. And I'm even working on another redesign for it now to make it even better, right? So, but yeah, right now it's pretty much what you could do is you go in, you enter in your standard pricing, and you build out. You go in, you find vehicles you want to charge more for, like specific vehicles, and you
Right,
kind of label like how much more do I want to charge for this and why,
right,
so that essentially that there are a lot of uses for it. Its main use is when you want to hire someone to bring someone on that knows absolutely nothing about window tint, nothing about
right.
cars, nothing about window tint. You can literally train this person how to accurately price a window tint job like that, dude. Like
Yep.
they don't have to know anything about window tint or cars. Just all they do is go, "What kind of car do you have?" Okay, click. It's this much money, right?
Right.
Um, and you can set it up to
It's
where if
streamlined.
there's like the Tesla Model 3s, they don't ever underprice those, right? The random ones, like when that Civic hatchback came out,
Oh, dude, fuck those, by the
right?
way.
You can immediately go
Always,
in and be like, click, boom, dude, we're charging extra $100 for those, and then your
hey, full
salesperson who knows
disclosure,
nothing about cars will never misprice that too. So
I've three-pieced every single one of those I've done. I don't give a fuck.
I know I did a lot for
I
a
do
dealership.
right where the spoiler puts that shadow. If you put it like a seamless
Yeah,
fucking thing, dude, you can't tell. You really can't unless it fails, and Autobahn doesn't fail. So whatever. Um, but yeah, dude, like taking all of it apart and charging more, I agree with because if you do it that way, good
yeah,
for you. Like
yeah,
that's awesome. But it takes like 15 to 20 minutes to take that shit apart, man. And like the first time I tried to figure out how to take it apart, I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm like, there's no
right,
fucking way. I said, I'm not doing this today. I said, I'm about to put it on as far as it'll go and cut that shit and slap another one on, dude. I don't give a shit.
yeah.
But but yeah,
Well,
like those and then the
I
pilots,
did for a Honda
pilots,
dealership.
stuff like that, you know.
I was subcontracting for a Honda dealership at the time, and I tried a lot of different ways. I tried shrinking on the inside. I tried just shrinking on the outside and not taking anything apart. I tried the three-piece method, and then coming from my 12-volt experience about taking cars apart, I decided to commit to that. And I did after doing it like 2, 3 times. Like I could even to this day like walk someone through. all right, pull this panel down, pull that panel down. This clip's a little weird. That clip's a little weird. Pull here, pull that. Take this off, take that off. Pull this out. Like, and it became so quick that after a while, it became so much easier, right? And I was mobile at the time, so like I saw Dustin said, even like $300 for the glass. I was mobile at times. So I didn't have anywhere to put the glass, right? Like even at the Honda dealership, like they weren't going to store it for me. They were tight. They were tight wads, man. Like they're not going to store it for me, anything like that. So I just got thrown. Like, you know what, man? It's worth it to me. Just take that shit apart and rock and roll with it. And sometimes, on days where I didn't have a lot going on that day, and I had one of those, I would take some extras and I shrink a couple of 15%.
Oh fuck yeah!
Shrink a couple of 30%, and roll those up and just stick them aside. And then so when I had another one to come in, I'm all like, because those doors on those things are like, I mean, you trip and your tint's on the doors, dude.
They're bubbles.
Well, but you trip and the tint's just like on the doors, right? Like the doors just come apart. Everything about that car on the sides happens so quick. You got no quarter glass windows, dude. Like so the doors,
easy money.
The doors feel like
but
they take 20 minutes before doors. Dude.
Yeah, but the back glass success.
Yeah.
I've only done 2, so like I don't see them often. So it's like, I really don't care to learn to take it apart because I'm not gonna see them, man. Like I'm not gonna. Same with like Teslas. Like I think I've tinted 2, and I've only done 1 of the back glasses on a Model 3, and then mostly like the one I've done most of is the Y, and it's super easy. And I've never done the one. What is it? The X that has the fucking raise up the butterfly back windows.
The windshield that starts here and ends like back here. Like,
that one. The fucking what the fuck windshield is what I call it.
Yeah.
Never done one of those. And if somebody came in, I'd be like, I'm not tinting it. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I'm not tinting it, dude. It's not worth it. Like I'm never gonna see another one. I don't care to get other Teslas. Don't give a shit. I like my damn dirty ass F-150s and my fucking Ram 3500s. You know what I'm
trucks,
saying?
Man. Give me trucks.
Dude,
we'll change trucks. Give me a plotter and trucks,
dude.
And we'll just.
You know how it is, dude.
Minute jobs, man. I'll change your. I'll give me a plotter and truck. I got your truck in 30, 40 minutes, dude.
Dude, all I do is trucks and SUVs mainly, man.
Yeah.
We barely get sedans. We barely get coupes. And when I do, I'm like, sweet. Now I got to take an extra 20 minutes on a vehicle. You know, like, damn.
Right.
Like, bring me a truck. Why didn't you buy a truck? What's wrong with you? Like, you should have got a truck, you know?
I know, like, we all like to flex our work too, man, but there's a lot of us too at the same moment. And they're like, yeah, can I get the windshield done too? And you're like, yeah, I'll do your windshield. Yeah, I got you, man. Freaking
sure.
$8,000, man. Sure, I'll do it. Like,
fine.
Fine.
Dude, okay, yeah. Yeah, when like I really do love when old stuff comes in, except if it's on a Saturday. Like on a Saturday, I don't want to do anything but Altimas and F-150s, man.
Right.
That's all I want to do. That's it. That's all I want. I just want Altimas and F-150s. But here recently, every Saturday's been like 06 Accords that have to get a strip and retint, or like a 95 Ford, or like a 2002 Sentra, you know, that's just super dirty. And I'm like, come during the week. Just come during the week when I have nothing to do on a Tuesday, you know? But, so anyways, going back to Snap Tip.
Yeah.
We do this all the time.
Yep.
Sorry. I do at least. And then once me and Billy get around each other, it kind of gets worse. But, so it's live right now. How much is it and where can people find it? And like you were saying, for companies that need a base pricing that, you know, will help people be onboarded easier, where do they get that at?
So I've got a lot of plans coming up for even more with SnapTip. Right now, you can go to www.snaptip.app. That's .app. And you can sign up for it. It's $29 a month per location. Your first month is completely free, no credit card, no nothing. Just sign up and give it a shot, right? There's a whole, it takes some setup. So there's an account setup process that walks you through to kind of set up your location, set up your price list, set up your film names, kind of explain the lingo that's used in the app, right? And you can get set up from there. Some of the like neat features now that I really love about it that I hope we're a part of in the future, where it has the ability to be integrated in with other apps right now, as long as if other apps ever want that specific pricing feature, right?
Right.
So it's got a way where it can be tied into other apps nice and easy. And then you can set up all your permissions to if you got different people who want to go in there, who can, like your person who logs in to do your sales, maybe they can't change any pricing, right? Maybe they can't do that kind of stuff. You can set all that up in there to kind of give people the right kind of limits what they can and can't do. One of the neatest features coming up soon is the installer notes section. Installer notes is a section where people will be able to go in and say you tint a vehicle,
right,
and there's something you want to remind people about on it, right? Something special about it, right? Well, you can go in and you can take that.
Or like fucking bottom load this one, shit
Yeah,
like that.
This gasket's tight, or this material in this door panel sucks, right? You can go in and create an installer note.
Yeah.
Do what?
Like the Denali's that have the fucking wood grain.
That wood,
in
yeah,
the
that
door.
cheap like hair thin, freaking wood veneer, dude.
Dude, it looks like, it reminds me of like really shitty wrap that just disintegrates when it gets wet. You know what I mean?
Right, like it's like, dude, like people pay a lot of money for your cars, like epoxy that shit, so it doesn't matter, dude. Like someone's arm's gonna get sweaty at some point and touch that wood and sit there, and it's gonna fuck up that wood, right? So
it's gonna bubble up and shit.
So that installer notes section is where people can go in and like put those notes in, basically say, hey, boom, boom, and put it in, right? And you can also, one neat thing I really love too is, I don't know if we've ever had like a centralized long-term place to actually rate a vehicle, right? From like on a note of like 1 to 10, give a vehicle a rating, right?
Like difficulty?
Like an overall difficulty rating.
Yeah.
And if people like that, we can even do, what is it? We can even do more like dive in if you want to get to where like different areas, difficulty, different areas, if people want that, right? Right now, it's just an overall vehicle difficulty rating. And someone can also go in and leave a review on that note, right? So, because we don't want just a bunch of random stuff on there that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So now you can go in and actually like review the note and leave like a 1 to 5 star review with notes.
Like, good tip or like bad tip. Like, that's pretty dumb. Why would
so
you
like
even
if you
say
like
that?
someone's tip and it helped you out that day, go rate it 5 stars and submit that, so that when someone searches for that car, that their notes come up to the top, right? Kind of reward people for putting the info in, right?
Right.
And that's completely free. Like you don't have to pay to be part of the installer notes at all. It's completely free for everybody. Forever will be, right? Like the installer notes section is something I want to be like a free resource to the industry that I think will have a lot of long-term benefits for SnapTip accounts in the future. But for now, to have that library of just difficulties of vehicles and notes, just like, because you see all the time, hey, I got this vehicle coming in tomorrow. Like anything I should look out for?
Dude, it's always like the same fucking questions, dude. And it's
go
like,
to SnapTip. Like yeah, it'll be like, go to SnapTip, check it out, man. Search for it.
Yeah.
Right. And if there's no notes there for it, put a note in, man. Let people know. Right. Go through the vehicle. Be the pioneer out there. Tint the vehicle, and then put your notes in, and then rock and roll from there. So.
Yeah. Sorry. Dude, Andrew keeps saying that it's too much knowledge for too little money, and I don't agree, because I don't agree with him, because why would you want to have to charge people for just helping? Like, why would you want to make more money just by being helpful? Like, that's the same, and I'm not trying to be mean, but that's the same mentality of like a shop owner that won't teach you how to hand cut, or won't teach you the business side of things because it takes away money from them in a sense.
Right.
Or like they didn't have to learn the hard way. I don't like that whole mentality. It's like, dude, why would you want people to do it the hard way? If you can help people be better, easier, and cheaper, like, just do that. Like, that's more beneficial and more valuable, in my opinion, than making more money because you charge more. You know what I mean?
There's a couple of good questions coming across.
I didn't see it.
Richard's got one.
Didn't see it.
He said, will commenters or posters after time begin to build up a reputation and be rated themselves, so they can kind of like be verified as a trusted source?
That's a great aspect.
I think it's an interesting aspect of it. And I think someone else, Cash even said you need to rate the installer too.
Yeah.
Um, I see where you guys are going, and I think part of it's going to be a lot of going to be the ratings of the actual notes is where to be, because it's going to be like a top contributor section, right?
Right.
Where the people who have not just the most notes, because that's easy. I can just go and put a bunch of bullshit in, right?
Right.
But the people who have the highest
The
ratings on
best
their notes,
ratings. Yeah.
right? Who people who have the highest average ratings, I think is going to be the top contributors there. So you'll be able to see them there, right?
Yeah.
And on the top contributor section, you'll be able to go in and look and say, okay, well, let me see what they've posted, and you'll be able to click them and see kind of like what notes they have.
Right.
But the hard part is there's so many vehicles, man, and so when people get to sharing a bunch of notes, it's like you don't want to like
What
scroll
about
through.
what about like a search
Well,
feature
they
for
said we
certain
might be able to have
installers?
like a
Yeah.
filter feature or something like that,
Yeah. Like
where you can you
filter
can you can
only
click. I don't know. You can click their name and
commenters.
search for their notes, or when you search notes, you can
Right.
filter it by people there too, or something like that. Um, I think it'll work. Another one Ryan asked is, will the notes and ratings be able to be seen to all users or just in your own store? Um, all notes are completely public. So here's the way it works. So all of the notes are completely public. If you want to leave a note or you want to leave a review, you have to create an account and sign in, right? But
Yeah.
everyone will be able to see all the notes. Everyone will be able to see all the reviews. That stuff will be there. It's when you want to actually like put it in, you have to create an account at that point. If you want to either submit your own note or you want to leave
Gotcha.
someone a review, so you basically got to say like, here's my name. I'm leaving you a review, but here's my name, right? There's no
Oh man.
anonymous, no
No
anonymous
anonymous.
reviews, no
Yes.
anonymous
No
reviews.
anonymous,
Like
baby.
no,
Let's
like
go.
if you want to say my review wasn't helpful and tell me why, you're going to put your hand up there and say, here's why I
It
think your
was
review
me.
wasn't helpful,
Yeah.
right? Or maybe it was helpful, but like you're missing some aspects of it. I wish you went into more detail, so I give you 4 stars, right, instead of 5.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. So
Hey Richard, we don't say it should around here, okay? It
yeah, like
could
even
be.
Cash said, maybe this installer has this many tips on how well people liked it. Yeah, and that I think that'll be the overall like in the top contributor section. You'll have that, so like everyone like will be up there in the top contributors by like I think it'll show the top 10 for now.
Yeah.
The top 10 people who have the highest ratings, right?
I like that.
If they're all 5-star ratings, maybe we make that to 20 or something. I don't know, but like we'll go there.
They're not comments, Richard. They're reviews, right? They're not
Right,
comments
right.
about reviews. They're it's not like a Facebook post. It's like you have to write a review. And I'm sure Billy would fucking handle people just
Yeah,
bitching at each
it's
other.
more like a review, right? Where like you leave a review. Um, I think it'll be helpful to have the original poster be able to leave a comment, just like you do like on Google reviews. So when a customer leaves you a review, you can go like leave a comment on their review, but you get one shot, right? Um, I think we can do
Yeah.
something like that, and then we can limit like you can't review something all the time, right? Like once you leave a review for a note, you left your review, you're good. I don't want this to be like
All
a an argument
right,
like social
Richard.
media type thing.
Yeah, like Richard's doing review our comments. All right, cool. Same thing. Whatever. Richard, stop being a Richard. All right. No, he's spamming
Yeah,
should. All
now
right,
he's
so we're
shooting. Now he's shooting all over us, man.
don't you, dude, bro? Did you know that you can ship your pants? Anyways, sorry. Did you have you seen that
No,
video, dude? You haven't seen the video from like I want to say like 90s or 2000s where JC Penney made or somebody made a comp like a commercial that was like, yeah, did you know you could ship your pants? And then like somebody goes, yeah, I was at my house and I shipped my pants, and then I was at the store and I could ship my pants. Like
right?
it's hilarious. Anyways, and then me and Jessica went like on a riff and I was like, dude, I could totally ship my tents, dude. Like I
You
could
can
ship
ship your
my
tents all over the
I could
world, bro.
ship my tents to fucking Puerto Rico if I want. It's so funny. It's so dumb. But anyways, we are at the hour mark. I have to life, I
Oh yeah,
guess. But
yep.
it's been a great fucking show, dude. Like always. I couldn't stop cheesing because I keep thinking about funny stuff. And then people talking shit in the comments. I don't always read comments, but tonight was a great night for it, especially talking about Snap Tip, and having people ask questions and stuff. But if y'all have any more questions, you could definitely either message Billy or you could go check out the app yourself and see for a month for free what
It's
it's
free.
about
Go check
and
it out.
what you would do, and you could review him or make comments on it, Richard. And you
That
could
the
maybe
installer
even
notes isn't up yet, so I'm
yeah,
I'm redesigning the WFR app so we can get that set up and at least get that information where people can see it, right? The basics of
right.
it, right? And then I'm going through to do the finishing up the installer notes stuff. So I'm like this close to having the installer notes
I
done.
love it.
But it sucks when you start building something and you come up with a new design for a different app. Like the WFR app's got a new design now,
You're like,
and then I'm
shit,
like,
now I want to do
now
that
I got
over
to
here.
redesign the SnapTip app because now the WFR app looks better than the SnapTip app. And I'm like, so it's this learning process of like just going through the motions, man. And just
I love it.
what they say they call it progress over perfection, man. So
I love it. Because at the end of the day, nothing's ever going to be perfect. So you're going to have to adjust accordingly, right?
right,
Um, but we are at the end of the
yep.
show, and you already know
Thanks for having me on,
dark,
dude.
the dark truth final thought. I'm not going to kick you off like Jason. So your final thought on either things we talked about in this show or something you just want to say because you want to say it to let people know. But yeah, what you got?
Darcy's final thought. It all starts at the top, man. It all starts at the top and trickles down from there. So it all starts at your mindset. It all starts at your heart and trickles out into the world from there. So remember that. Remember
I
that
love
all
it.
these problems you have out here, all of these out here, will look back in here and fix in here, and then that radiates back out into the world. It all starts here. It all starts at the top and all trickles out into the world from there, man.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Love you
It's
too,
been
bro.
another. I love you too, dude. It's been a great fucking show, and I'll see y'all probably next week. Maybe we'll see.
Yep.
But thank you, Billy, for coming on and talking about
Thanks, man.
everything. And if y'all don't know, go to tintfam.com, check it out, and then also go to snaptip.app, and you can get a full month for free, dude. I mean, go check it out and see if you like it. But
Yep. Give me feedback.
everybody,
Hell, if you don't
yeah,
like it, let me know. Give me feedback. We'll make it
yeah,
better.
shoot him a message. He'll fix it. But
Yep.
it's been another great episode of the Dark Truth Podcast.
Talk
Love
to
you, Billy.
you later,
See y'all
bro.
next time.
Love you, Jay. Later, man.
See ya.